Hello again, welcome back. How we doing? Today we are continuing the RS3 Leagues to Equilibrium region breakdowns. Today we're diving into what I think is going to be borderline must pick for a lot of people, which is going to be the Wilderness, which in this league also includes Daemonheim, because that's where it's connected. So there is a ton of big things here. We'll just get right into it. So for main features, you have Wilderness Slayer. Tons and tons and tons of good wilderness assignments here. I have a little I have a little image here with what's highlighted is what I think you'll be really looking to get. So any abyssal creature, once you have abyssal demons unlocked, and then the higher tier variants there onward, great XP, good loot, lava strike worms. They drop the ash to make the aggression potions. If you want to do some AFKing while doing combat, you're going to need that. The gemstone dragons that are out in Northwest Wildy. Dragonstone, Onyx, Hydrix. Forgot to highlight that one, but those are very good XP. So coupling the wilderness with a Slayer Master like Raptor, which we'll have in Missile in after, well, hopefully the quests are auto completed, right? And we just have her. She can assign cluster tasks. So she assigns like dragons. Go rip yourself some gem dragons when you're in those higher levels of Slayer. You'll get big XP. Um, Greater Demon Berserkers, Ash Lords, the like pseudo boss varieties of Greater Demons. Insane XP. Like absolutely crazy. And you can do those on a demon cluster task. You can do those on greater demons. And then you have Ripper demons out there too, which are good XP. So big region for Slayer. A lot of people, hear Slayer and think, oh, Mauritania, Slayer Tower. In reality, it's not really the Slayer place anymore in RS3. It's for sure been taken over by the Wilderness and just killing certain bosses on their tasks as well. So like you still have gargoyles out here in the Wildy. Um, but yeah, those are the big ones. Those greater demon berserkers are they'll take you from legit 1 to 99 in a couple tasks probably during the league. It's going to be that crazy. So definitely be looking out for that. Um, we get dungeoneering. If you want to train dungeoneering the main way, which is doing dungeons, you are going to need to take the wilderness. You're just not going to have access to Daemonheim otherwise. So definitely think about that when you're choosing your regions, because there's a lot of good rewards that come with Daemonheim too. You get the chaotic equipment, Gravite, Ruinous equipment. You can basically do your entire like mid to end game really because of those Ruinous weapons. You can do all your weapon upgrades within Dungeoneering basically, which is huge. Having like a pretty much guaranteed way to get upgrades, you can't beat it. Um, Other notable rewards from Dungeoneering, the Charming Imp, so it can pick up your charms for you. Bone Crusher, it'll crush the bones when you kill something for passive prayer XP. And then the Gem Bag, which they also just made a pretty big update to, so it can hold every type of gem, like even the topaz, opal, all that. And when you upgrade it, I think it holds up to 100 or 150 of each type, so that's pretty big. The bosses that you have access to out in the Wildy are King Black Dragon. Not relevant really. If you want to kill him, or he'll probably be a task to kill handful of them. Flesh Hatcher, Macarnaz, colloquial named Big Mac. Um, Very good boss for the like mid game, I would say, because you actually most bosses when you kill them, there's actually a negative modifier to how much XP you get. Flesh Hatcher actually gives, I think it's like 1.5 times the XP, like per HP. So he's very efficient XP training. And he's got a couple useful drops in there. Some supplies. His uniques are okay. Little range upgrade from the necklace. Um, Chaos Ellie, once again, pretty irrelevant. Does drop the Dragon 2H, so if there's some sort of special attack relic where like you just spam special attacks without using adrenaline or something like that, you could do some big AoE training with that thing, so that could be useful. Court Beast, pretty outdated. They'll probably be tasked around killing him, but probably not looking for those shields. And then these are two of the big ones. Elite dungeons typically have a lot of power behind them, like the rewards from completing them, and the wilderness unlocks two of the three. So pretty dang important, I would say. You have Elite Dungeon 2, Dragonkin Lab, which is up in the northeast corner of the wilderness by the volcano. That, if you're going melee, kind of a must take because of the three ability upgrades that it provides. It upgrades Flurry, it upgrades Fury, and it upgrades Barge. And Greater Barge is a very, very, very big damage increase to melee. So if you're going melee, gonna want to be thinking about it. Also, if you're thinking about range, you might want to be thinking about Wilderness as well, because you unlock ED3, the Shadow Reef. And from the end boss of that dungeon, the Ambassador, you get the Eldritch Crossbow pieces. And that's a two-handed crossbow that comes in three separate drops. You have to put it together, and then it's got one of the best special attacks to put in an EOF for range, Split Soul. What that does is convert your Soul Split to Split Soul, and instead of healing from Soul Split, you now it makes it so that you don't heal, but you do damage based on how much you would have healed. So it's just a big damage increase, and it's a very good bow, just a crossbow in general. If you're looking for a late game progression update. So yeah, I think with all that said, Wilderness is looking like a must pick because of how strong Dungeoneering is. I've got a couple other things that you can do within the Wilderness on my handy dandy notepad. The agility course, pretty good. Slightly worse now that with those mid game upgrade like updates they made. No more demonic skull, so no more scaling agility XP. But it'll be a good mid game course. Abyss rune crafting, especially coupled with the runic attuner, best rune crafting you can do. There's one herb patch. You can do safe cracking starting at 90 thieving, which you'll get there pretty quick. But those safes are up in the Rogue's Castle in the Northeast Wealthy. Slayer, like I said, Raptor cluster tasks they play very well in the wilderness. You can get an undead task, and then you have all those different skeletons. And if you go into that like mausoleum in that graveyard just north of Fort Forinthry, there's ghosts. Um, very good XP from those undead tasks. The Chaos Altar, um, you can offer bones at it for 150%, and then with every diary you complete, it's an additional 50% bonus XP. So 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. Assuming you're going to or can do the achievement diaries within the wilderness. I am not sure if they require multiple regions, but that's something to look into. And then just in general, the diary XP from the wilderness diaries, they are significantly higher than every other diary because it used to involve risk, but now it's just the wilderness. So I think it's like a 10k XP lamp for the easy, which is very quick to knock out. And with leagues modifiers, you're looking at like 100k XP lamp. So that's pretty huge. You also get Mage Arena to unlock Mage Cape and a Gothic Staff. For the magicians out here, G Staff, Gothic Staff, is very strong because it reduces enemies' defense. And ever since they made that combat rework to where a lot of your damage is based on your accuracy, that can help improve your DPS quite a bit in the mid game. Tier 60 staff, so very good to pick up. All right, that's all I have for you in the wilderness. Let me know if you're going to be picking the wilderness. Let me know if I missed anything, and I'll catch you in the next one.